Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell you guys about something really hot. Something that is 3 inches long, pleasures women and men both alike. Now hold on. Before each of you break one of the 3 golden rules in your head, I am talking about cigarettes. Fellow Toastmasters, today I am going to tell you the story of my tryst with smoking. To make it more interesting, I will compare the timeline of my 6 years as a smoker to the timeline of one actual cigarette, from lighting it to smoking it and to throwing away the butt. It was a cloudy afternoon in mid-September. Me and a couple of friends were getting back home from college when it started to pour cats and dogs. The winds got so strong that we witnessed a massive tree uproot. We ran helter-skelter looking for a place of shelter. We rushed to a tea stall by the road. As we stood there trying to dry ourselves, my friend goes up to the tea counter and he says, "More tea and cigarette curry." Since the tea stall was by the road, the wind and the rain joined forces to spray a fine mist of water droplets on us. This was it. I was shivering. I told my friends how it is too cold for me to handle. So my friend looks at me and he says, "Take one puff, macha, you'll feel better." No, I refused. I was reluctant because I had never smoked before this, and I had always looked down upon this habit. As I continued shivering, my friend insisted again. That is when something hit my mind. The golden rule of biology, Darwin's theory of evolution, survival of the fittest. I had to feel some warmth. So, I braved myself and I took one puff. I took one more. Even as I thought to myself that cigarettes aren't for me, I took one more. This, fellow Toastmasters, was the start of my 6-year-long addiction. Any habitual smoker would tell you that the first few puffs of a cigarette aren't really that great, especially if you use the matchstick to light it. And likely so, my initial days as a smoker weren't really that great. I would often feel guilty about having developed this new habit. Have you ever wondered what the worst thing about smoking is? Lung cancer? Mouth cancer? It's the smell that lingers after smoking. And to make it worse, everyone at home had a heightened sense of smell. To avoid getting caught, I would use chewing gums, hand sanitizers, and as bizarre as this may sound, I would sometimes spray perfume into my own mouth. I sometimes wonder if some genius saw me do this and came up with an idea of experiment. More than a year had passed since this, and by now I was an addict. I've been a smoker for over 6 years, and believe me when I tell you that it is this part of the cigarette that any smoker enjoys the most. And likely so, I had fallen in love with smoking to an extent that I was burning almost a pack per day. And if you guys thought this number was too high, this number conveniently doubled during my exams. Cigarettes were my go-to for any mood. Happy, sad, relaxed or excited. Cigarettes kill boredom like no other distraction. But as the cigarette burns and nears the end, the butt of the cigarette gets warm. And it is this warmth that slowly over the years burns a smoker's lips. And so I had reached this stage in my life where I had started experiencing the long-term effects of smoking. I would constantly run out of breath during any physical activity. Cough and sore throat were not an occasional inconvenience anymore, but rather a daily struggle. I knew I had to quit smoking. Usually, it is this part of smoking that is the easiest. You finish smoking and then you throw away the bud. But when it came down to me giving up this habit, things got turbulent. Withdrawal symptoms would often have me mood swinging, binging on the unhealthiest of foods. I would sometimes relapse and end up smoking more than what I used to. But as I tried, I eventually realized that the real struggle in quitting smoking persists only for about a week or two. And thereafter, I knew that I just had to distract myself whenever I got caught up thinking about cigarettes. I was an on and off smoker for the first half of this year until I decided to give it up on July 2nd. And now I can proudly say that I haven't touched a single cigarette since. My breathing, stamina, and confidence has never been higher. So today, when the TMOD called me on the stage with the title of my speech, I felt extremely motivated and nostalgic because every time I tried to quit and every time I felt like getting back to smoking, I kept telling myself, Jayesh Nandan, kick that butt, Jayesh Nandan. Over to the TMOD.